In 1907, the first fully synthetic plastic polymer was invented by Leo Baekeland. Fully synthetic means that it's completely made of molecules not found in nature.
Plastics became widely used in World War II when there was a need for materials because many others were becoming rare and hard to find, so they had to find an easily producible material, which was plastic.
But now plastic is everywhere, and we can't seem to go shopping without purchasing at least some plastic.
Now this is meaning that our environment is being affected negatively and many parts of our planet are under threat, such as the ocean, so fish are killed daily by rubbish and laziness to recycle.
Now many companies are trying to get a better policy on plastic use, such as McDonald's and Starbucks, and many other companies finding alternatives for straws, such as edible straws and paper straws. But is it enough?
We decided to interview one of the dinner ladies about the current state of plastic pollution in school and in the world.
What do you think about plastic pollution and its negative effects on the earth?
I think it's shocking, especially on places like desert islands and that, with it all, landing on the beach. Terrible. And what it does to the animals, the fish, yeah.
What do you think about the school's current state on plastic pollution?
I do actually think they could do much more, like recycle bins around the school would be helpful, because we sell a lot of plastic bottles here, so if there were actual bins for the recycling to go in, that would be good. It'd be a start.
What do you think we could do to save the world from pollution?
Recycle more, a lot more plastic, recycle. Everybody just be a lot more aware of what we're putting in, in the packaging when you buy it in supermarkets. Is it necessary packaging?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We also decided to interview some teachers. What do you think about plastic pollution and its negative effects on the earth?
I think it's become an increasing problem as time goes on. If you watch any of those documentaries, you'll see the effect it has on the environment. But I think it just shows what a wasteful culture we have. We just think we can eat something and throw the wrapper away. And I think that's something that we all have to adjust and just be better at recycling and things like that.
What do you think about the school's current state on earth pollution, on the school's pollution, sorry?
I think on the whole, our recycling probably could be a little bit better, because at lunchtime a lot of students just put their stuff in the bin. They don't actually use recycling, but we do try where we can. We try and use, I think we use a lot of our waste product to fire things like the burner and things outside, and so we try and reduce it as possible. But I think everyone, no matter how good you are, can always do better, so there's always room for improvement probably.
What do you think we could do to save the earth from the plastic pollution?
I don't know. If I knew that, I'd probably be very rich. I think it's just about changing culture. I think it's about changing the fact that we are so wasteful. We're willing to just throw stuff away, and the fact that really most people don't really care about nature anymore. I think there's a real disconnect. There used to be everyone used to really enjoy nature, but I think now they just watch on telly and they think that's not my problem. Whereas in the old days, a lot of communities would have sorted it out themselves. So I think that's a problem as well, because when you grow up, your granddad always says, don't they? But they always say that wouldn't have happened in our day. But I think communities in your local area, for example, there's not very many people who would litter pick themselves, is there? They'd wait for someone else to do it. And I think that's the problem with pollution in general, is that they just wait for someone else to crack on. Whereas everyone, if they did their little bit, probably would help. But it's just a cultural thing I think they need to change.
Thank you,
Yeah,
sir.
that's all right. No worries. Have a good day.
What do you think about plastic pollution and its negative effects on Earth?
I think it's a real shame. I think it's a really versatile and really useful material, but unfortunately it's overused. Obviously we all know that it takes such a long time to decompose. You're talking about hundreds and hundreds of years that actually we're in a position where it's having a really harmful effect on the world, particularly in seas and in developing parts of the world where often it's just burned, and that releases lots of noxious chemicals, which is bad.
What do you think about the school's current state plastic pollution?
I think that we could do more. I think we use plastic knives and forks, for example, and things like that within the canteen, within the food area, which could be changed. I think there are ways that we use plastic sometimes in our containers for sandwiches and things like that, and maybe there are ways like that we can reduce the amount of plastic that we do use in the first place.
What do you think the school could do to improve on rubbish?
Well, I think I've just sort of suggested that. No, but it's good that I think that we could reduce the amount that we bring into the building in the first place before we start worrying about recycling and all the rest of it. I think the number of plastic bottles that that people use and we sell here and students then drop into bins around the academy, don't think they're recycled at the moment. So we could have a plastic recycling collection point for all the bottles as well.
Yeah. What do you think we could do to save the world from plastic pollution?
I think we've got to just find other materials to use, and you can get other kind of plant-based materials which are very much like plastic and do the same sort of thing, but they will decompose, like cellulose-based products. So we're going to have to stop using those products. Trouble is they're really cheap. Plastics, because it's a byproduct of petrol and oil, and therefore there's lots of them around to be able to use, and to develop the other ones will be more expensive, so it will cost everybody a little bit more to do it, but at the moment it's killing things, so it's not good.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. No problem.
There are many ways to stop plastic pollution from happening, such as using refillable metal or glass bottles, using paper straws instead of the usual plastic straw, and not purchase as many plastic products. Those are just some ways to help the environment, but there are many more.